Hey, what's up YouTube? Just back with another video for the documenting of my carnivorous plant journey. And I wanted to just kind of start cataloging some of my plants so that we can reference them later. This is one of the, I believe this was a Ventrata. I'm not exactly sure just because I got these out of a store, out of a nursery, and upon getting them from the nursery they didn't have any real labeling other than it was a Nepenthes. I bought every single one of them that they had. I was eager to get my hands on all the beginner plants and just plants just in case anything happened to any of my other ones. I had backups to still learn with. To be able to reference this one for later, I went ahead and I put a number 1 on it, and I will label all the Ventrata, or I believe they are to be Ventratas. That way we can tell the difference because it's the only one that I have multiple species of. I got this one around the same time I got most of my collection. I probably started collecting these about 3 or 4 months ago. It was really, really small when I got it. They were actually in the wrong soil when I got them. This is 100% sphagnum. When I very first got it, it was in actual potting soil, which the first thing I had to do was obviously do a hard repot on this and just took all the soil out and, did a full repot in sphagnum. And it seemed to really like that because these were the size of the first leaves, and this one's yellowing and dying off. And you can see, like, after I had done the repot, the size of the leaves just dramatically started to jump up. I do believe some of this, if you can see closely, there's some yellowing on these outside tips, and I believe this to be too much sunlight. If I'm wrong, please, anybody who knows, feel free to correct me in the comments, because like I said, I'm documenting my journey with these and I'm very novice, so definitely open to constructive criticism. But yeah, I just want to start showing my plant collection. That way you can, see the progress as I'm going through this journey. It's got 2 pictures on it that are bigger, still haven't opened yet. It's got one more coming out right here. They start a little slower, and then they tend to, when they get up to where it starts making more of what looks like a picture, these things swell up pretty fast. This leaf right here, kind of not liking the color of it. And as you can, from the previous video, see that I have a humidifier on them. And what I've come to find from doing research or trying to see how to take care of these plants is you definitely don't want them to get rot, because you're adding a lot of humidity. They're used to being in a humid space, and when you start to get a little bit of rot and then you're constantly keeping it wet, it's just not really a good mixture. It's kind of a recipe for disaster. So I'm going to go ahead, and I already cleaned these off with alcohol for this plant, because this one is just starting to turn a little black, and it was obviously already yellow, and it was one of the original leaves. But I'm going to go ahead and just cut this as close as I can to the base or the stalk of the plant and just get it out of there before it can cause any problems. That's it right there. And I always, before I make any cuts, I just have a little spray bottle with alcohol that I like to just spray these off with. You don't want to give any other problems to the plant by cutting them and exposing them with something that could be potentially on the scissor tips. I also like to, or not like to, but I found from research of doing, just looking into these plants, that you definitely, if this tendril starts to rot up or starts to die off, you want to cut these right at the base of the where the leaf meets the tendril. So I'm just going to go ahead and cut this tiny one off. It never really got a chance to like form into a picture or anything like that. It was just a tiny one like that. And yeah, I think this plant's biggest problem is maybe I just have it in too much light. It's obviously getting what I think is light burn, but once again, like I said, please go ahead and correct me if I'm wrong. And another problem, I guess, which I don't really myself consider a problem, is I don't really turn these I got them growing in a window, and I just kind of let it, you know, grow out the one side, which I didn't think was too much of a problem because I think it's going to outgrow this pot really fast, and I'm going to end up repotting it anyways. So for the time being, I just kind of let it, you know, do its thing. And yeah, that's my Ventrata number 1. I got about 5, 6 of these. I bought 8 of them, but I gifted, or no, 9 of them, sorry. I bought 9 of them, but I gifted 3 of them and kept 6 of them. So I'm gonna go ahead and make separate videos because obviously my shooting skills for the videos are very, very beginner stage. So I don't wanna have a bunch of downtime in between getting plants off the hooks and putting them back up for you guys to see. So there goes the documentation of my Ventrata number 1. Thank you guys for checking it out.